Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a brand new movie review for you on the channel, and in today's video, this is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem spoiler review, so without further ado, let's discuss. Okay, so first and foremost, a little bit of housekeeping here before I actually start this review. New type of system I'm doing here. Nothing on the TV right now because I tried to load up the screen and it occasionally went to screensaver once in a while. I could have pulled it up, but I didn't bother. Today, I'm sorry. Next time I might get that working. Disney Plus and Max and the other streaming services, they work, but this one didn't. It was the downloaded version. So anyway, I don't have that pulled up. Also, I don't have my list of notes here. I used my laptop. I'm using that now. And this is my first, I think this is my first, I did my High School Musical the Series, Season 4 review here. This is my first official movie review in my dorm, and I thought that I was debating on whether making this review or not, because I thought I liked the movie, and I watched it here in my dorm, and I was like, should I make a review? I didn't see it in theaters, and I'm like, you know what? I really like this movie, and I have to talk about this. There's another movie I saw that's going on my top 10 in the year list called Joyride. I might make a vlog. I don't want to make a review. It's an adult film, and not that I have an issue with that. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this review. So, this movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, loved it. I'm a fan of, I didn't grow up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, another thing before housekeeping. I had some time in my schedule. I finished all my work, so if you're wondering, if you're watching this going, isn't he in college, shouldn't he be doing work? I finished it. I got it done. So there's stuff, I did some other stuff today, so now I'm doing this. So, I love this movie. I didn't grow up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, kind of a slur. And I really like this movie. I watched the trailers, I knew Seth Rogen was behind it, I'm like, okay, this is a new take, I kind of like them digging this. And it's something I'm going to get into later. The character, or the flavor of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is fresh and new and beautiful. I've never really watched the live-action interpretation because there's a Nickelodeon show. All the adaptations are Nickelodeon-based. But this, I've seen the clips on YouTube of the live-action version. I just kind of thought like they were like Transformers rip-off. Like, what are we doing? This is like they're giants, like Godzilla. Like, what are we doing? So this looked fresh, it looked great. It didn't look like a kid's movie, but it looked like a kid's movie, right? So, back earlier this year I saw Mario, and then I saw Spider-Verse, and this animation, I'm like, this is really unique and fresh and different. I have the animation somewhere different. Let's get into the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is amazing. It's just, you kick off the film, and there's this epic, like, beat, like, I don't know, rap, like, techno vibe. It's kick-ass. It's really good. And it's just, you're on the edge of your seat, like, whoa, what's going on? Like, thrilling music. And then there's songs, in particular, there's a chase scene where they crank up the What's Up song by, I think it's 4 Non-Blondes, as I remember listening. And it's done in the most perfect way possible in this chase scene, and I love it. Also, they have this end credit song, which I've been listening to nonstop, and just love it. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the soundtrack, so good job to them. So the story behind this is, and I put this next to the real teenager aspect of this film is really quite beautiful, and the characters with Splinter as a father figure make this film feel much more family-oriented and sweet, lighthearted. There's a lot of stuff in here that are, well, I'm going to get to that later, but there's some stuff that's, like, mature. There's, like, a couple swear words, like see you in hell, turtles, but that's, like, not that the kids, like, will interpret, like, start swearing, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's odd. And then there's something in the third act, like, there's, like, big action moment in the end battle. It's kind of immature, but anyway, I want to get more into my notes here. The story is so like, not lighthearted, but just so emotional. There's a bunch of emotion as well with, like, the Splinter as a father figure, talking about his backstory and how he grew up, how the mutants came to be with the turtles and the ooze, and it's quite beautiful. Frankly, I was not sure about how this film was going to go, because I look back at Mario and I go, okay, that was a neat Mario movie, and there was some heart in there, but I feel like this had way more heart in a for an adaptation that's been done years ago. Like Mario, there's been the 90s version, but this, it's so beautiful. And the other mutant and other characters, like Mondo is Paul Rudd, like the lizard guy. You got Wingnut, which is a bat character. You got the John Cena and Seth Rogen characters. They're hilarious. They're all good. And Superfly is the villain, is Ice Cube. He is just, he was great. There was one nod and one reference, I think it was in the car chase scene in particular, where he mentions like I think it's like a reference to his song, like knocking at the police, something about the police knocking on my door. Okay, I think that was a reference to his song. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a Ice Cube reference. Okay, cool. And yeah, the other mutant characters were great. I loved them. There was one Maya Rudolph voiced a villain who will probably continue to be in the next film, if there is one. I would love to see a continuation. Who's like in the beginning act, who gets more screen time later in the film. And Maya Rudolph's character, I'm not like, oh my gosh, Maya Rudolph, I'm going bananas. But her voice work in this is different. Like, every time I hear, more specifically, it's not her best work, but in the Lego Movie 2, she's in the Lego Movie 2, right? She's a live-action character. When she does a voice in this, it's like, man, it's so different from everything else she's done. Like, I hear Maya Rudolph, but it's a different different accent, whatever. It's great. And April in this, April O'Hare, I just put April because I put April Ludge's from Parks and Rec. I can't remember. I think it's April O'Hare. She's great in this. I don't know who did the voice on her. Oh, the one voice of the Turtles. Before I forget this, because it's not important to you, but it's important to me and I like it. There's a voice by one of the Turtles. I think it's Raphael. I'm pretty sure, because I was trying to hear the voice, and his voice sounded lower than what I've heard it before. He was a kid in the Good Boys movie, which I thought was hilarious, which is a rated R film, and the Mighty Ducks. So that was kind of pretty cool. I saw him. I didn't see him because it was a voice, but he got more, I guess, what's that called? Stage presence in film. It's pretty cool. Animation, alright, I touched on that. April was a good character because she got to, well, I guess she's a key character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but her character arc was kind of cool. There's a run-on gag in the movie that's like Puke Girl. She's Puke Girl, and I don't know if that's symbolic to other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles iterations, and I kind of sure hope not. Like, I don't know why that would be a thing, but at any rate, it was a there may or may not be a train coming in next to me, but I don't know. April, I liked her, and her working with the Turtles was great as well. Because I mean, I know that she works with the Turtles in other iterations of that, but I think what the live action version didn't do too well was making them seem like a family. This film makes them seem like a family, like friends, because they're in high school. Like the other ones, they weren't in high school. They were like, oh, we're grown up and we're like live action Transformers, and it was kind of weird. Anyway, this made it feel like it was so because I like the high school element by that. I like any high school element. So this made it like their journey, like growing up in the world from the sewers. They can't go to the human world. It was beautiful, kind of teary. I didn't cry, but it was a little emotional. And then them going off to high school was a nice progress for the third act. And then the animation, like I mentioned, it's just beautiful. It's different take on it, like we've seen in Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots, Mitchell's versus the Machines, and whatnot. There's a lot of humor in this film as well. I laughed quite a bit, like I just mentioned with that car chase scene, the other mutants I laughed at. So many good jokes. Like there's a streaming joke that comes out of the blue, like it's in the background, and then it's just like you laugh your butt off. It's like there's like a sudden joke there. It's like no, like cut off, and it's like boom, like you you laugh, like you'll get it, like oh my god, like that turnaround there is hilarious. So yeah, good jokes in here. Third act in the twist, I'm a fan of it. Some people aren't. I don't know why. I mean, I get why, but I don't think it was like a Disney twist where it was like, oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. This feels... The payoff is earned, and what they did, it looked so cool, and it didn't look like... There's one SpongeBob episode that I hate, where they fuse everything, where they fuse like the SpongeBob characters, and this feels like they did it in a much better way than that SpongeBob episode did, if you guys know what I'm saying. And it just really, like, it put my mind like, okay, this is kind of... I'm not sure if people find this creepy, but I don't. Like, I think this was cool. They fused... I don't want to say what happened. I kind of call this a spoiler review, but I feel like I just watched it so badly. They fused different animals together. I'm not going to say what happens, but they fused different animals together, right? And you might think, oh, that's kind of weird, but in some ways it looked kind of cool with the different body parts and everything. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm not going to tell you like how it's resolved, but different animals get fused together, and it's not done in a creepy way. Like there's certain... It's like a horse on top of a horse, but it's not like 5 horse heads. Like it's not like Fluffy. It's not like 3 dog heads. So anyway, I thought the third act was cool. I thought the final battle was great, of how they took him down, of how the turtles took down the villain. Superfly, Super Duper Fly, and what else? The battle was cool. The collaboration between all the characters rising up and coming together with the turtles to defeat Superfly was great in and of itself. The resolution was great, and the finale. Then the heroes got their time to shine in the daylight, and like I said, they got to join high school, so that was great. And like I said, I love this film from the start, when that thrilling action, that music started, all the way to the end, until they joined high school and got they play that end credit song, Can You Kick It? And I love the end credit. Just stay for the end credits, because there's like the music, Can You Kick It? And then it goes into this like this mid credit scene that's worth staying for. It's like sets up the next chapter or next movie, if there is one. I hope there's one. I'm not saying I need a big cinematic franchise. I'm just saying that they set up something potentially. I would see another one of these films besides seeing another film after Rise of the Beast, because I thought that ending was cool, but this film is definitely in more of my wheelhouse. I really like the animation and the whole entire story. I dug this film. Before I get to my final score, I have to mention something very confused, something very funny. So I was watching it in my dorm here, and all of a sudden I get halfway through the film, and I get like into the car chase scene, and then all of a sudden like the last like third act, like before he becomes Super Duper Fly, it's like the film keeps cutting in and out, like it's janky, like lagging, and like the end battle, I had to watch this film again, not from start to finish. I had to watch the final battle again, because it kept like lagging every so often, and it would go be like a minute in regular speed, and it'll be like, and I'm like, what am I watching? What is this format? The format was fine. It was in 1080p, but I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, it was quite the first watch, if I don't say so myself. But then I was able to go back and watch it again, and it was fine. So yeah, I dug this movie a lot. I'd give this film I don't want to be too biased, but I'd say maybe for the weird twist that I actually did like, other people didn't, I give it an 8 out of 10. Whereas, you know, Across the Spider-Verse was a 10 out of 10. So I give this one an 8 out of 10. I think it's deserved, and let me know how you feel on this film. If you've seen it, I know lots of people that have, and they like it, but maybe you haven't rushed out to the theater to see it yet. I surely didn't. I watched it downloaded, so don't forget to let me know what you thought of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem down below in the comment section below. Be sure to follow me. Stay tuned for more videos like these and other college vlogs in the near future. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me at Boba Fett Jedi Master. Link is down below to Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, play Lego, and watch stuff. Peace out, everyone.